Well, one of the things I get asked a lot is if what my studio is like. It's kind of a strange question for me because I always thought to myself, why would they think I have a studio? You know what I mean? I'm kind of a really down to earth guy. Um, I'm trying to be as genuine as I could, as an artist, trying to be as genuine as I could be. And the reason why I'm addressing it because no studios, no worries. That's the name of this blog, right? So the thing is that I ran into a guy that was around 22 years old and very talented. I ran into quite a few talented people. You know what I mean? When you're working in the art field, you run into a lot of people who have talent. Whether they're artists or photographers or models or whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? And I ran into a person. He's like, man, I don't feel too much like bona fide, justifiable artist because I don't have a studio. And it kind of hit me a little bit because I remember feeling like that when I was younger. You know what I mean? And it's silly to think that because if you like, I have this room here. I got my gigantic 7-foot tall lizard tank there, and I got my room there, and that's the window to my room, man, right there. I have people just pass by. They'll look at the room. They can see the artwork in the room. You know what I mean? And they'll pass by and they'll be like, well, geez, that's Dark Riddle's room. I had a hot dog thrown in my room. Yeah. Then like a few days later, I had somebody threw a condom in my room through my window. So I'm at that level, where people kind of just pass by and see you. Kind of think of it, maybe the same guy who threw the hot dog was actually the same guy who threw the condom. It wasn't a used condom. That'd be really disturbing. Maybe there's a correlation there. Anyway, not great. So I think the whole studio thing is just to try to accent an artist's ego if they don't need it. Because I have like one friend that really needs it, and those guys I'm not talking about. Those are cool guys because you're doing like these huge work where like, I gotta get out there and do these gigantic canvases and stuff. Then by all means, you need it because you need the space. You actually need the space. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about guys just like me. Like we're working in like certain division, like we're working for Harper's or Time Warner or whatever it is. I used to work at a studio though, because some people go, "You son of a bitch, you're a liar." You, my friend, are a liar. Because I seen you in a studio, you stuttering son of a bitch. Yeah, I wasn't. I used to work at a studio. Beyond Graphics. If I wouldn't go by Harper's and pick up whatever my assignments were, I'd go pick them up. You know what I mean? So I would work in there and fix people's stuff, especially for Liz Claire when Liz Claire was still around. Liz Claire magazine, things like that. But I was not. I had the status of an in-house artist, and I got paid double for like freelance and in-house. That's what you got to do. But I was not really like in-house studio. So I don't know. To getting back to the guy that I'm talking about who said he doesn't feel like a full-fledged artist because he doesn't have a studio. Now, that's not... Dude, please don't think that way. That's such shallow bullcrap. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's like so many artists that don't need the studio. You know what I mean? They're working the same stuff I'm working with. Most of my stuff I get from the dollar store, man. Like if I'm working on comic book stuff or whatever it is that I'm doing, you can see here I got some gel pens. I got a liquid paper pen, man. Liquid paper. Chisel Sharpie, metallic Sharpie. What's this? Oh, watch it. You mess with it, I'll stick you. I'll stick you right in your... You're just kidding. Just kidding. That's just for some masking if I'm doing that. No, don't be dissuaded, man. Really, honestly, don't be dissuaded by that. I think that we go through stages. I'm 47 years old right now. It's 2018. When I started doing professional work, I was like, gee whiz, sometimes doing professional work, maybe I should be using professional tools. But there were tools I didn't need. I was like using all kind of repeatographs and architect pens and all these other things. And I really didn't need them. So I've always been a genuine person. I want to stay down to my genuine roots. Why do I need this? I'm not like these guys. I have two friends. I got a guy named Keith. You know what I'm talking about, Keith. He'll just be at a bar, you know what I mean? Then he'll talk to girls and be like, "Hey, why don't you come on down to my studio?" Shaking the head and the whole Guy Smiley used car dealership kind of douchey kind of a douchebag kind of artistic proposal. Come on, man. You know, be genuine. You don't need that. You know, oh, come to my studio, baby. Shut up, or shut up, man. You know, as long as you're comfortable with what you're doing, and you're in a place where you could be comfortable enough where you could reach the potential of your artwork, then you're fine. You don't need any of that stuff. You really don't. You know, it's kind of a weird thing because I think a lot of artists who have studios don't need it, and they're using it just as their own personal status, their ego status boost to boost their own ego. You know, with the, hey, baby, I'm an artist. You know, my art is so important to the world. Shut up. Man, I can't stand artists that take themselves too seriously, man. You know, take it easy. You're all right, you know. We're not making nuclear bombs over here, you know. We're artists. You know, we're expressing ourselves, and that's great, you know. But you don't need to get that deep, you know. It's like a mentality thing. Some people are kind of lost in their own mind there. But getting back to it about, you know, having, you know, the idea, you know, hey, man, I'm not a full-fledged artist if I don't have a studio. I'm not a professional artist if I don't have a studio. Oh, my God, that's such bullshit. It's no good. You know what I'm saying? You got to, you know, work on something that is more genuine and more down-to-earth to people. You know what I mean? I just got this room. That's it. You know, where's your studio at, Riddle? Dark Riddle got to have a studio. No, that's here. My studio is this. Got a lizard tank in my studio, man. I got dollar store pens in my studio. I'm a jackass. I ain't nobody. You know. I got some guys. I have some guys who have like art fans because they do video game stuff like me, like do some of the concept artwork, and they'll come up to them. Like, hey, I got a video, whatever. Can you sign this? Can you sign a video game, whatever? I don't get that. Some of the artistic fans I got are just I had like a heavyset goth girl one time. I was at a bar, and she licked my arm. Then she said, you taste salty. Okay, apparently my sweat is salty. Yeah. So those are the kind of fans I get. I'm not. They're not right in the head, but that's all right with me. If they like my artwork, I love everything about them. You know. Consequently speaking, yeah, man, don't do that. You know, I went through a stage one time where I thought I'd try. I had to do all this professional stuff and kind of, you know, go with the flow with all this hoo-ha. You know, you don't need any of that. Just be yourself, genuine. You don't need a studio. If you're an artist and you're a good artist and you're reaching your potential, that's all you need. You don't need any of that, man. Just be yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Jeez, what's going on with my hair? I was doing this whole vlog and I didn't know I had that Johnny Bravo thing going on there. Okay. So now I'm back to my Sicilian look. I don't want to walk around looking like a Romanian Johnny Bravo. So, once again, be who you are and be happy with it.